A CNA notices that a resident who is normally alert becomes suddenly confused and restless after returning from the bathroom. What is the most appropriate first action? A. Document the change at the end of the shift. B. Reorient the resident and notify the nurse immediately. C. Encourage the resident to lie down and rest. D. Offer food and fluids to see if symptoms improve. Answer: B. Sudden confusion is a significant change in condition and may indicate issues such as infection, hypoxia, or a fall. A CNA should first ensure safety by reorienting the resident and must report the change immediately to the nurse. Waiting to document later or trying comfort measures alone could delay urgent assessment and treatment. When providing perineal care to a female resident who has limited mobility, which action best prevents the spread of microorganisms? A. Cleaning from back to front to save time. B. Using the same washcloth for the entire procedure. C. Cleaning from front to back using a clean area each stroke. D. Applying extra soap to ensure cleanliness. Answer: C. Cleaning from front to back prevents fecal bacteria from entering the urinary tract. Using a clean area of the washcloth with each stroke reduces contamination. Back to front cleaning significantly increases infection risk, especially urinary tract infections. A resident refuses a bed bath, stating they are too tired. What is the CNA's best response? A. Explain that hygiene is mandatory. B. Report the refusal immediately without discussion. C. Respect the refusal and offer an alternative time. D. Perform only partial hygiene without consent. Answer: C. Residents have the right to refuse care. The CNA should respect the decision while promoting dignity by offering another time or a partial alternative. Forcing care violates resident rights and ethical standards. A CNA is assisting with ambulation when a resident begins to fall. What should the CNA do first? A. Hold the resident upright at all costs. B. Ease the resident to the floor while protecting the head. C. Step back to avoid injury. D. Call for help before touching the resident. Answer: B. If a fall cannot be prevented, the CNA should guide the resident safely to the floor while protecting the head. Attempting to hold them upright may cause injury to both parties, and stepping back abandons the resident during a safety emergency. Which observation requires immediate reporting to the nurse? A. Resident requesting extra blankets. B. New onset of shortness of breath at rest. C. Decreased appetite over 2 days. D. Complaints of boredom. Answer: B. Sudden shortness of breath can signal life-threatening conditions such as pulmonary embolism or heart failure. This requires immediate nursing assessment. Other options are non-urgent concerns. A CNA is measuring intake and output. Which item should be recorded as fluid intake? A. Ice chips counted as half their volume. B. Gelatin not considered fluid. C. Thick soups excluded from intake. D. Solid foods containing moisture. Answer: A. Ice chips count as fluid intake once melted, and typically half the measured volume is recorded. Gelatin and soups do count as fluids, while solid foods do not. When should a CNA perform hand hygiene? A. Only when hands appear visibly soiled. B. Before and after resident contact. C. At the beginning of the shift only. D. After removing gloves only. Answer: B. Hand hygiene is required before and after every resident interaction, regardless of glove use or visible dirt. Gloves do not replace hand washing. A resident with dementia becomes agitated during care. What is the most appropriate CNA action? A. Continue care quickly to finish. B. Raise voice to gain attention. C. Pause, speak calmly, and redirect. D. Leave immediately without notifying anyone. Answer: C. Calm communication and redirection reduce agitation and promote trust. Rushing or raising the voice can escalate behaviors. Leaving without reporting is unsafe. Which task is a CNA legally allowed to perform in Alabama? A. Administer oral medications. B. Change sterile wound dressings. C. Assist with bathing and grooming. D. Insert urinary catheters. Answer, C. CNAs assist with activities of daily living such as bathing, grooming, and toileting. Medication administration and sterile procedures require licensed personnel. A resident has a weak side due to a stroke. Where should the CNA stand during transfers? A. On the resident's strong side. B. On the resident's weak side. C. Directly behind the resident. D. In front holding both arms. Answer, B. Standing on the weak side allows the CNA to support and stabilize the area most at risk during transfers, improving safety and balance. Which sign suggests possible dehydration? A. Increased urine output. B. Moist mucous membranes. C. Dark, concentrated urine. D. Warm, flushed skin. Answer, C. Dark, concentrated urine indicates the body is conserving fluids, a common sign of dehydration. Adequate hydration produces pale, clear urine. A CNA accidentally tears their glove during care. What should be done next? A. Continue care carefully. B. Wash hands and apply new gloves. C. Finish care and report later. D. Wipe glove with disinfectant. Answer, B. A torn glove compromises infection control. The CNA must remove gloves, perform hand hygiene, and apply new gloves immediately. Which resident is at the highest risk for pressure injuries? A. A resident who ambulates independently. B. A resident with poor nutrition and immobility. C. A resident who is obese and mobile. D. A resident who eats 3 meals daily. Answer, B. Immobility combined with poor nutrition significantly increases pressure injury risk due to reduced tissue tolerance and circulation. What is the correct order for donning PPE? A. Gloves, gown, mask. B. Mask, gloves, gown. C. Gown, mask, gloves. D. Gloves, mask, gown. Answer, C. Proper PPE order is gown first, then mask, then gloves to ensure full coverage and reduce contamination risk. A resident complains of pain rated 8 out of 10. What should the CNA do? A. Suggest deep breathing only. B. Ignore since CNAs cannot give medication. C. Report the pain to the nurse immediately. D. Reassess pain in 1 hour. Answer, C. CNAs cannot treat pain but must promptly report high pain levels to the nurse for evaluation and intervention. Which action best promotes resident dignity during toileting? A. Leaving the door open for monitoring. B. Rushing the resident. C. Providing privacy and explaining each step. D. Talking with coworkers during care. Answer, C. Privacy, clear communication, and respect maintain dignity and support resident rights. A resident's call light is on. What should the CNA do? A. Finish current task first. B. Respond promptly. C. Assume another staff member will respond. D. Silence the light remotely. Answer, B. Call lights indicate a need and should always be answered promptly to ensure safety and trust. Which condition requires standard precautions for all residents? A. Tuberculosis. B. HIV. C. C. difficile. D. All residents. Answer, D. Standard precautions apply to all residents regardless of diagnosis to prevent transmission of microorganisms. A resident is NPO. What does this mean? A. No physical activity. B. Nothing by mouth. C. No medications. D. No oxygen permitted. Answer, B. NPO means the resident must not receive food or fluids orally, often due to surgery or aspiration risk. Which statement by a CNA shows proper understanding of infection control? A. Gloves eliminate the need for handwashing. B. Handwashing is the most effective defense against infection. C. PPE is optional if residents look clean. D. Alcohol sanitizer replaces all hand washing. Answer, B. Hand washing is the single most effective way to prevent infection spread. Sanitizers do not replace soap and water in all situations. A resident has difficulty swallowing liquids. What should the CNA do? A. Encourage faster drinking. B. Report and follow thickened liquid orders. C. Offer water with a straw only. D. Avoid offering fluids. Answer, B. Dysphagia increases aspiration risk. CNAs must follow care plans, including thickened liquids, and report difficulties. Which behavior violates resident confidentiality? A. Discussing care with the nurse privately. B. Reviewing chart for assigned resident. C. Talking about a resident in the elevator. D. Reporting abuse concerns. Answer, C. Discussing resident information in public spaces violates HIPAA and confidentiality laws. A resident is found on the floor. What is the first CNA action? A. Help them up immediately. B. Check for injuries and call for help. C. Document the fall. D. Blame equipment malfunction. Answer, B. Safety comes first. The CNA should assess, avoid moving the resident, and notify nursing staff. Which nutrient is most important for wound healing? A. Carbohydrates. B. Protein. C. Fats. D. Sodium. Answer, B. Protein is essential for tissue repair, immune function, and wound healing. What should a CNA do if a resident expresses feelings of hopelessness? A. Ignore emotional statements. B. Give personal advice. C. Report to the nurse immediately. D. Promise confidentiality. Answer, C. Emotional distress may indicate depression or self-harm risk and must be reported promptly. Which action helps prevent contractures? A. Keeping limbs immobile. B. Performing range of motion exercises. C. Limiting movement. D. Tight positioning. Answer, B. ROM exercises maintain joint flexibility and prevent muscle shortening. A resident wears a gait belt. Why is it used? A. For restraint. B. To improve posture. C. To assist with safe transfers. D. For comfort. Answer, C. Gait belts provide stability and reduce fall risk during ambulation and transfers. What is the correct way to position a resident to prevent aspiration? A. Flat on back. B. Side lying. C. Upright during meals. D. Trendelenburg. Answer, C. Sitting upright during meals reduces aspiration risk by allowing proper swallowing. Which observation suggests a urinary tract infection? A. Clear urine. B. Frequent urination with burning. C. Increased appetite. D. Low blood pressure. Answer, B. Burning and frequency are classic UTI signs that require reporting. Why is it important for CNAs to follow the care plan exactly? A. To save time. B. To avoid documentation. C. To ensure consistent, safe care. D. To replace nurse judgment. Answer, C. Care plans guide individualized, safe, and legally compliant care. Deviating can cause harm or liability.